My name is Myrlin.
Hi.
I'm happy to be here. This is my goal. Thank you. This is my goal. This is my intention. My intention, because we only have a very short amount of time, is to bring you as much value as possible. I understand that you're all in which grade?
Eighth grade.
Peyton? What is your name? Peyton. Oh, so good. All right. What grade?
8th.
Thank you, Peyton. You're holding me down already, bro. I had a stressful morning. Okay. So my intention is to bring you as much value as possible. Now, I don't know where you're at, what you need, how you feel about writing, how you feel about school. I know very little about you. In fact, almost nothing. I barely even know your name. And I don't know all your names. Laritza and what? Lily. Okay, Lily. Are you shy? Sometimes? A veces? What's up? Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you briefly how I get to this room. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story. Then, I'm going to perform some poems and give you an opportunity to ask questions so I can understand more about where you're at. Okay? I grew up, I live in Phoenix, and I travel all across the country teaching and performing poetry, and that's my J.O. That's my job. I've been doing it for like 10 years. I went to Colombia this year. I'm internationally known to rock a microphone. Okay. That made your teacher laugh, but none of you got that. All right. So, I grew up in a very small town, not as small as Basalt, but more like Glenwood. I grew up in a small town in northern Idaho. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And my dad, this is what I want you to understand who my parents are. Okay, I want you to understand who my parents are. Okay, my dad is like from the dirt, bro. My dad is like what people refer to as a white dude, right? And he's from like the Northwest. And he's like kind of old school and like tough as an axe handle type of dude. But he's like an intellectual, like he reads a lot. You know, that's my pops. My mom is super brave, super strong, bro. Got long black hair, right? Beautiful, engaging, endearing, smart, all right? My mom is Chicana or Mexicana or Latina or whatever, bro. She's a brown lady. And my mom was super duper ahead of her time. Super duper gangster. When I was young, younger than you, my mom used to do this thing where she like put her like forearm like next to mine. And she'd be like, "Mira, Myrlin, you're brown. You're the brownest of all my children. Isn't that remarkable?" Now, I'll explain to you, because some of you don't understand why that's so gangster, but she was protecting me and she was instilling in me pride because she knew I lived in a very white space and that someone was going to come for me and make me feel ugly because of where I came from. Because there's a stigma around brownness and blackness. Because most Mexican mothers are not going to do that. Most Mexican mothers are going to be like, "Mija, get out of the sun. You're going to look all India." Right? Because that's not what it is. But my mom was on some progressive type of like Chicana power stuff. So when I got to high school and junior high, man, I had a lot of battles. Because my dad made me tough. My mom made me tough. But they made me warm and they made me full of love. So, you all are in a weird place. It's called 8th grade. No adult goes like, "Gosh, man, if I could just go back to 8th grade. Time of my life." No one's doing that. Ever. You're not going to do it either. Even if you're having a hot year, okay? You're in 8th grade. It's a weird land. All right? So when I got into 8th grade and 9th grade and 10th grade, I started to really deal with the same sort of stuff you're dealing with. Trying to decide who you're going to be. Because school is a performance. You're being tested. What is your aptitude? All the time. Prove to me your value. right? That's totally what it is. Education and schooling aren't the same thing. I think you can get a great education in school, depending on how you work and how you hustle and how much you value it. But I don't think all of you, we're all different. My relationship with school is different, okay? But what happened to me is I would start to get pressed. Say I was like in line to get pizza at lunch, and a 6'4" junior for tight end is behind me telling some racist joke about like Jewish people or Asians. And I'm like, bro, first of all, you don't even know any Asians. Secondly, I'm gonna tell you why that's dumb, because I got all these because I can talk that smack. And I don't care if you're a senior. Because it's like, you're dumb, this is why, boom. So what's that gonna do? That's gonna make this powerful, dominant male figure in the school go, who is this kid? Because what? He think he can make me feel small? Now I played basketball, bro. I was good at basketball. I was good at talking to my teachers. I wasn't afraid of adults. All right? I had some social currency capital. I wasn't afraid to talk to girls. Okay? So that also made me a target, because other boys were envious. So my high school career was filled with a secret war. Sort of scars all up on my knuckles, man. Sort of like being dropped on the asphalt on the back of my head. My high school career and junior high career was filled with silence and secrets. Like many of you, I learned how to do a great performance. I knew how to walk up to the adults in my school and be like, no, I'm fine. Oh yeah, look at this smile. Yeah, no pain inside of me. Ha, ha, ha. But I got this thing though. Cause some of you in here do. Some of you are gonna have a harder 8th grade year than others. Some of you are gonna have a harder 9th grade year than others. Y'all are on your own time schedule with your own things. This is what I got. I had this teacher, 9th grade, man, Mrs. Mack. We were like skinny, nerdy white lady, bro. Like with Coke bottle type glasses, man. And she had all these like weird mannerisms. She was like a mannerism. And these kids had written on my car like bean or die, wetback, spick, right? They wrote that on my car. And I wrote a poem about how I knew who it was, but there's no way like I could actually catch him with the 1-2 because I couldn't prove it was him, right? And how like my mother goes through these certain things. I wrote this poem and my teacher, Miss Mack, she did something none of my white teachers did. She's like, wow, Myrlin, that's a real brave poem. Dang, that must be really hard. My other white English teacher would probably be like, ooh, race, can we not? Can we just, do we have to? Oh, God. But she wasn't scared to talk to me, because she was there for me. She was showing up for me. She's like, wow, you should write another one. So the way I survived high school, the way I survived junior high school, man, is I wrote all by myself, all in my room, just like that, trying to find a way to reflect and figure out who I want to be in this life, man. That's how I get here. That's how I get on stages all across the world. The only thing I'm trying to give y'all is more hope. Because some of y'all struggle with that. It's not easy to have hope every day. It's not easy to come to class every day. You come in with different things every day. And you know what? Your identity, who you are, is always at work. Because you're just a collection right now of what other people say you are. And some of those people are adults that are just projecting their own stuff onto you. Your narrative, this voice in your head, is a product of what other people have told you you are. Period. And I want you to know and understand today that you got to be the master of that. That you got to be the product of feeding yourself good thoughts. It's not just, oh, I'm great, and you're never accountable for where you mess up. That's not the game either. The game is balance, but the game is actually giving yourself real love. I knew nothing about that. Bro, I'm 32, man. I just learned about this stuff like recently. I'm just healing patches of myself every day, man. Because we all get dinged up. We all get pushed. We all get hurt. And sometimes the people closest to us are the ones we can barely trust, who hurt us the most. Okay? I'm going to do a poem really quick. This poem is about teaching in a prison, all right? My adult, male, like, look at the boys right here, right? Just imagine these were all like 30-year-old, like tatted up, like been lifting weights. These are my class, this is my class, right? I take my class out onto the yard, the prison yard, to perform their poems. And look, man, public speaking is the #1 fear in the world. And these people have like been through drive-bys, seen murder and mayhem, right? And they're in here, but they're nervous too, because we're all deeply afraid of our own power, man, because we're afraid of what's inside of us. So we come out to the prison yard and we perform our poems, and there was this man named C, and C was like this bro, handsome, tall, like really quiet, black dude, right? And he would come into class and he would like sparks on his paper, man. And the fellas would be like, yo, C, man, kick something, read, share something. And C would be like, nah, I'm cool. But he read on the yard. It was like this. It is not uncommon in my line of work to witness a child shake as they read a poem for the first time inside of a classroom. But yesterday, I was not inside of a classroom. Yesterday, I was inside of a federal prison on the yard, where self-proclaimed Paisas, Peckerwoods, and Crips conduct business against the backdrop of razor wire fences. On this particular occasion, inmates listened as 16 of the 35 men I taught in poetry workshops the previous week spilled their stories onto a single microphone. And the last to read was a man named C. His legs shook with nerves. His neck scar, glamorous enough to be featured on TV during a special about gangs, content designed to keep suburban viewers amazed, as if the corporations they work for ain't on some gangster stuff, please. C's legs shake with purpose, nervous, as he speaks about his life. He is deathly afraid of what we're all afraid of. Exposing ourselves in front of a set of eyes that just might redefine us with their judgment. Explaining ourselves to a room of people who may not listen, who may not understand, who just might dismiss our humanity by labeling us bad or no good, or bad and no good, or dangerous, or black and dangerous and bad and no good, or poor, or less, or poor, or less, or disposable, like a body in Ferguson, Missouri. If only you could see all of our reflections trapped in the tremble rushing through C's veins as each word tumbles out of his mouth like a gas canister filled with tulips, like hollowed out grenades filled with lilacs, thumping through the eardrums of 1,000 inmates standing on the yard, standing and listening. Yeah, listening. An audience as warm as any room of humans, willing to love. That's it. Yo, my cash, hold on, my cash flow. My cash flow is so. My cash flow is so. My cash flow is so wibbity wobbity, like my wallet is toppling, falling like meteors, commenting like, yo, I'm that kid in Monopoly, locked in a cell. I'm always going, clickety, clackety, bibbity, bobbity, pleading and bargaining, running and bartering. They hate how I talk, but they love how I'm jargoning. I live deep in this mud and I hope to be blossoming, but I don't got no people in Washington constantly lobbying on my behalf in this crooked economy, where my wallet is toppling like a victim of prejudice policy. I'm so wibbity wobbity in this game of Monopoly. Follow me, cause I'm constantly hollering, but the boss man ain't bothering. Hearing me, seeing me, it's clear that he's fearing me. In the back of the bar, by the cars in his limousine, like the smile in my mouth is the swing of a guillotine. So I plead and not plead, so wear really carefully, but he ain't caring, his face is so grimacing, nodding, not arguing, hardly acknowledging what I say. Excuse me, Sir Louis, please pardon me, but I got people in my neighborhood with Uzis, the young ones be following. I got holes in my pockets, man, I think they are hollowing, but he can't see my pain and the pride I be swallowing. So I tell him so vividly, viciously, honestly, with a few lines of my comedy like, yo, I'm the starving son of Adam Smith, bro. But all he heard was, wibbity wobbity wobbity wibbity, all my broke people get with me, what? But all he heard was, wibbity wobbity wobbity wibbity, all my broke people get with me, what? You got a late rent bill, throw your hands up, hands up. You got no dollar bills, throw your hands up, hands up. If you snuck in a party tonight, you better stand up, cause my cash flow is so wibbity wobbity. Oh, how are you doing? What's your name? Sydney. Australia. Do you know that address? The Finding Nemo address. Oh! Does anybody know it? Walter P. something. Wallaby Way? Is that it? Sorry, I'm sorry for putting so much light on you. Thank you, Sydney. That's right. Okay, how much time do we have?
Almost 20 minutes.
Yes! That means we're doing great. I need some. Thank you so much, Peyton, Patrick, whatever your name is. What's your name, bro? Jack. All right. Who are you? Triana. Triana? You got a wonderful name.
Thank you.
Who are you? Paola. Man, I love Paolas. I know so many of them. Paola. What's your name? Beverly. You ever been to the hills?
Oh my.
What's your name?
Jalen.
Jalen?
Yeah.
I like your blanket. Seems soft. Is it?
Yeah.
That's good. Is that like your main boo? Like your main blanket?
Yeah.
For sure?
Mina.
Well, Mina better learn something about that blanket. I don't know. And you're Larissa. And you're a middle child. Just like your boy. And I forgot your name, bro. Chris, tell me something that you are really interested in, like you like it doesn't, outside of school. Motorcycles? What's going on? Tell me. You like video games? Fortnite? Is that your thing? You like Fortnite? What do you like about it? You know, bro. You know you like it. What do you do? Oh, because you get to talk to your friends a lot, right? Cool, man. There's a lot of community around that. All right. I want to know who is going to be brave in here, who's going to be brave enough to ask a question. The question doesn't have to be profound. The question doesn't have to be deep. It's just a question so that we can start to have a conversation about where y'all are at. Who's it going to be? Oh, it's the Hills.
Oh.
What's up, Beverly?
What was your biggest struggle in high school, and how did you feel the need to start writing and then overcome your fears.
My biggest struggle was, I think your biggest struggle in life is always going to be with yourself. You know, there's external forces, right? There's haters and stuff.
Not many.
Yeah, I bet. And it's hard to deal with, the external pressure. I think the thing that I fear for all of y'all in this era that you're in is that you're too worried about what things look like. In America's ridiculous. It's filled with so much privilege. All of us are so privileged to be here, period. And especially at this time in America. You know, it's easy to be pessimistic about what's going on, but like, yo, it wasn't better for women 20 seconds ago, let alone 20 years ago. You know, and it's a constant struggle here. But Americans are so cosmetic. It's gross. They're so cosmetic, they're so worried about what things look like as opposed to what they really are. Nothing on Instagram's real. Go check me out. You can check out my Instagram. It's like, it's real, but it's like, it's what I'm choosing to show you. Period. Everyone's doing that. It's all cosmetic. It's all profiling. You know, I worry about how much we feed into that. Because some of us, you know, are born with different cosmetic things. I wish I was 6'5", bro. I'm not. It's never happening for me. You know what I mean? If I spend my whole day feeling deficient about myself because I'm not as tall as I'd like to be, I'm just spending the whole day shaming myself. And that'd be like if you had a mom that all she did was like, she was on your back all the time and all she did was shame you. Right? Or a dad that was like that. Dad that was constantly in your face. And your voice is like, I'm not tall enough, I'm not enough, I'm not short enough, I'm not enough. The thing that I fear for you, especially the young women in this room, is that there's so much pressure at your age to like, when it comes to appearances. Boys, you gotta understand, bro, y'all can look like half lazy, scuzzy, like barely got one sock on, walking to school, and like, it's not a big thing. No one's gonna come up to you the same way. I mean, you guys shame each other too, like, my shoes, Alex, or whatever, but it's not the same. Women are pressured so much more when it comes to what they appear like. They're judged far harsher. And guess who does a lot of the judging? Boys. And they don't even know, they can barely dress themselves. Barely tie their shoes, let alone throw a good football. But it's really hard too because listen, this was going on with the boys, and this was going on with the girls. And this is what I want. This is the message, yo. This is the ball. I want to give you the ball. This is the message. The only person you should ever be in competition with is yourself. Did I do better today than I did yesterday? If not, okay, how can I get better? The only person you should be in competition with in life is yourself. Compare you to you. That's it. So much people get stuck. Well, what's your name again? Levi. Well, my socks are not as fresh as Levi's, so I must be worthless. I was like, what is going on? I don't even know. See what I'm saying, man? But if I'm just doing that and feeling deficient just because Levi's got, you said Levi? Yeah. Has nice, dope socks on today, that's just giving me a reason to either say I'm better than you or I'm not as good as you. Okay? Both of y'all are competing with each other way too often instead of collaborating. Okay? Women compete differently though, boys. Boys are all on the surface. And violence is a different thing over here. Boys are like, Levi's my best friend, right? And I'm around like some pretty girls at school. My job, because I'm competing with him, and I feel like I have to compete with him all the time, because I'm a boy, and I was raised in boy culture, and all, right? I'm probably going to be like, oh, we're around these pretty girls or whatever, so I'm gonna be like, dude, this one time, Levi totally peed on his leg when we went camping. So I'm going to try to make him feel embarrassed, because I'm being a jerk, because we're jerks to each other, but it's all on the surface. Nice socks, Levi. It's not even Christmas. I don't even know what's on that. You gonna go fishing today, Levi? I love you, bro, but I think you suck. That's what boys do. Now, which is also like, that means that y'all are not really safe around each other because that's not real love. It's hard to trust your friends when they're constantly attacking you and you're in constant attack mode with them, right? But this is what girls do. And girls are often smarter than the boys, I hate to tell you. This is why. This is why. Because boys are all on the surface. Girls learn the art of polite warfare, okay? And that means it's below the surface. So like girls will be like, oh my God, I love your shoes. They're so, those are great. It's totally like, what am I doing? I love you, do I love you? What am I doing? I'm gonna set this down. What does that mean? That's how they fight. So a lot of times, these young ladies are gonna have a drop on what you're doing because they can see it faster than you see it. Because they're dealing with what's below, not what's on top. That's why they almost always got a drop on y'all. Even to this day. Like, it's just true. So it's like, you gotta respect each other and you gotta stop spending so much time competing with each other. Compete with yourself, man. Really. You'll be a much happier person and give yourself more validation. What really makes you happy? Go there. What really makes you inspired? Go there. Oh, you're interested in like the life cycle of blue whales? Go there. Oh, you think it's like whatever's cool. You like math? Go. You like writing? Go. Go towards what gives you light. Because you'll only make every other room more bright. Because you're carrying light with you. Dude, I'm going to give you want another ball? I'm going to give you another one. I'm going to give you another one. This is some this is some game, bro. If you take this home with you, if you put this in your pocket and take this home, you're gonna have a serious edge on people. All right? Every action, actually we're gonna do this together. Say every action a human makes is either a call for love or an expression of love. So when your mom is like flipping out because she told you to be ready 10 minutes ago because they got to go to the thing, and she's like, I told you, get in the car. I said that 15 minutes ago. Get in, please. What she's actually doing is she's calling for love. What she's actually doing is she's saying, why don't you love me enough to be on time? I'm doing my best. I gave birth to you. Do you know what that felt like? No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't know as much as you think you know. Why don't you love me enough? Could you love me more, please? But she doesn't know how to do that because she's just mad, right? And anger never helps. Anger actually divides people. It's from the reptilian part of your brain. It's from old brain. Anger just, you're either asking for love or you're calling for love. You're either asking for love or calling for it, or you're either expressing it. If you can express it, bro, you're gonna be well liked everywhere you go. Oh, you're my hater? You're gonna say nice shoes. I'm gonna be like, wow, I know what you're doing right now. You're trying to bring me down. So I'm gonna go, oh, I love you because you must be suffering. Because something's sick about what you just said to me. But I do dance moves every day. And I walk to class every day. Because I'm on this. I'm on this me thing. I'm on this me thing. I'm the best b-boy in the cypher, yo. I'm on this me thing. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to grow. That's how you do it. You deflect the haters with love. Kill them with kindness. It makes it fun. Bro, I'm a musician. So like maybe I'll have like a music video out and it got like 100,000 views or something like that. And some dude comes on and is like, this dude sucks. Right? I hate him. So what I do is I just like spin on him. I'm like, hey bro, thanks for the comment, man. and then he's like, oh, you responded. Oh, you responded. And he's like, yeah, I hate your music. And I'm like, bro, that's great. What do you hate about it? And then he's like, dude, you just curb your haters with love. You just become water. You can't fight water, right? You try to like punch the water's like, oh, that's how your arm fits, right? You can't fight the water, just be water. They can't hurt you if you're water. Just be like, oh, I see what that is. But guess what? I run me. I run me. I run me. If you can do that, you're going to be a very powerful adult. I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of things have been told to you. There's a lot of different types of expectations that people have given you about what you should do as an adult. I'm going to tell you what you should do as an adult is follow the thing that makes you passionate, brings you love and satisfaction. No one came to my school and said, Myrlin, you could be a poet. When I was your age, everyone told me if you want to be an artist, that means you want to be a poor person. That means you want to suffer. Bro, I be balling in Sprouts. I'm balling in the grocery store. I'm just like, yes, $7 for this. I like it. I'm not starving. I'm wealthier than more than half the people in Aspen, bro. Do you think money makes you happy, bro? No, it doesn't. Things do make you happy. If you're starving and cold in the wilderness, a blanket and some soup is gonna make you a real happy person. But if you got 70,000 million blankets and soups, you're not gonna get 70 million times happier. It don't work like that. It doesn't. Plenty of people with money who ain't happy. In fact, you could go up to Aspen tomorrow and watch somebody who could buy your anything. And they're like, oh my God, the service. They put 3 capers too many on my salmon lock bagel. Just the rage. Because guess what? They didn't do the work for themselves. They didn't really do the work. It's all about what it looks like. They never feel good enough anyways. Their mom's angry voice is still attacking them. Great question. All right, how much time do we have? Sydney. Oh, Jesus, Sydney. How much time?
4 minutes.
Okay. Look.
You can put that screen up.
Okay.
Pull it down. Down all the way up.
There's going to be a poetry slam. Okay? Oh, I forgot my folder. What? Did I forget my folder? It's all right. It's not important. Your teachers will tell you about this. There's going to be a poetry slam at the 3rd Street Center in Carbondale. Not this Friday, but next. Because you love me, you're going to come, and you're going to come up to me and you're going to be like, hey, bro, I'm here. And I'm going to go, hell yeah, you're here. Okay? And I know not all of you can make it. I don't know if you're going to get a writing workshop, but I know you can all read poems if you want. Okay? If you want to read a poem, you got to be there by 4 p.m. Okay? If you don't want to read a poem, you can still show up at 4 p.m. and get a workshop from me. And we can hang out. You don't have to read. But you can come. Right? So, this is my name, yo. My name is Myrlin Hepworth. My name is Myrlin James Gonzalez Hepworth. Y cuando era niño mi mamá me llamaba Merlindo y a veces Merlindo feo. So, if you care or want to follow my work, y'all know how to use Google. You take a picture of this and remember my name. All of my work is on SoundCloud, Spotify, whatever. Okay, what's that? No, tell me. What?
No, I was talking to her and like, we were like, oh, let's go learn. But we were kidding. We were
You should. You should. Go learn. I'm serious because you never know, bro. What you don't understand is like you're this age now. What was your name again? Chris. Dude. Yo, you don't understand how fast Chris is going to be like 24. And he might be an intern at Spotify. And like I need to get that check cut because I need them to pay me to come see some kids in the school. And I need them to pay me $60,000. Yes, I do. I need that bag. I need that money because I'm worth that money. And Chris is an intern there. I'm like, hey, bro, I need that dude's number. And Chris is like, word, bro. I was like, you still playing Fortnite? He's like, yeah.
22?
I'm like, your hair really growing with you, bro. So I'm serious. Hey, I will try to follow you back. If I see you engage in my content, I will try to follow you back. Straight up. And if you're like one of those people that it's like, yo, can I get a follow-up? Sure. It's not a big deal. That whole thing about like my follower ratio, that's what's called a vanity metric. Okay? Why are you laughing, Hills? Tell me the truth.
Wait, he said that and oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
What does vanity mean? It's like self-absorbed, it's like what it looks like. What's metric mean? Yes, it's like a measurement. Your follower ratio is a vanity metric. It shouldn't be about how wide your following is, it should be how deep it is. How cool is the depth? That's what's important. So it's like, that's my depth of my social media game is dope. Because I can talk to anyone. Alright? So, whatever you want to take a picture, if you want to take a picture, whatever you need to do,